Nigel, I mean, what scenes here on Wembley Way? It is an incredibly good atmosphere. How excited are you about today?
I mean, incredibly excited. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, you've got a fantastic view here as well. And it's great to see the mix. You know, there's a lot more women, a lot more young people. I think we've had 100,000 children attend these record-breaking events already. And today is going to be the icing on the cake. The magic number to beat is 79,115. Because that's the biggest Euros event ever, men's or women's, and I think we might even do that today, so another record.
Well, do you know what? I think it's impossible to get a ticket round here. Even some ex-England players who've been around me today have not got tickets, and they're all trying to get a ticket by hook or by crook, and you can't get one. What's impressed you most about this England squad? Because I've loved the way they've smiled as they've gone through all these victories and they've scored a lot of goals, but they have smiled and enjoyed the entire thing. And as a sports minister, that's got to be what you want to see.
Well, absolutely, and they take their responsibilities as well really seriously in terms of inspiring that future generation and talking positively about each other. And you just see it on the field as well. They're a real team, you know, the way that they pass and so on. Always promised my team, by the way, as sports minister, I'd never get into punditry. But you just see that teamwork in a way that you don't always see with the men's game. But I say this inspiration, the long-term impact of the success we've had here, we shouldn't underestimate it. I mean, this is the biggest women's sporting event in European history, right here on our soil. And thank you to you as well, because it's getting the mainstream media, it's getting a lot more women excited, not just in playing the game, but on all the other aspects of women in sport. So a huge thank you to you.
Oh, you're very welcome. We haven't done anything apart from tell a really great story. There's been some very young girls along this road today with their dads, with their mums. Some of them have been to the semi-finals. This is on your watch, so what are you going to do about it? Are you going to make football compulsory in schools for girls? It shouldn't be just netball, it shouldn't be just hockey. Make football as part of the rotation in PE. Are you going to do that?
Look, I'm really keen. Actually, I think the key thing is we need to make sure that everybody has a sport that they can enjoy at school. Now, for a lot of people, that will be football, and there's been huge progress with women's football and football at schools over the last few years, but I think it's only about 65% of schools currently have games for girls. So I'd like to see more of that, but also, to be honest, I'd like to see a whole range of other sports as well, because not everybody, hard for us to believe, not everybody's necessarily a football fan, but we are working on more diversity of sports in schools, and also, of course, grassroots, getting more grassroots facilities, and we're investing in that as well. So yes, it's what's in school, but also what happens out of school, and exploiting those school facilities to the fullest extent, because they're locked behind closed doors way too much of the time, so we're opening them up as well.
And how immediately are you going to sort of get to work on the legacy? Because, you know, we've missed opportunities in the past, and this is such an incredible moment for women's sport.
Whatever happens tonight, there is already an incredible legacy, because I say there will be you know, kids today coming to this event who are going to be the sports stars of the future because they've been inspired. There is already a legacy there. But coming off, you know, pretty difficult 2 years with activity levels going down during the pandemic, we need to get activity levels going up again. Having events like this, getting young people in particular excited about sport again is absolutely key. So there is already going to be a legacy. Plus, we put on this major event, all the economic benefits that brings. We are getting a fantastic reputation in the UK of putting on major events, and in particular women's events, and that will have a long-lasting impact as well.
And you must be delighted to see the sort of crowd you've got here today, because I was here just over a year ago for the men's Euros. It was a very, very different atmosphere to what we've got today. I much prefer this one, if I'm honest.
Well, to be honest, so do I. And actually, it's one of the things I've seen as well. I've been to three of the games, and every single one of them, the atmosphere has been amazing. And I get reports, as you can imagine, after each event about what incidents are taking place. And sometimes I get nil reports or virtually no disturbances. You know, so I think it shows that if we all behave, we can all enjoy sport a lot more.
To do about inclusivity, because that has been something that has popped up time and time again for these Euros, is that football needs to be more inclusive. We need to see more Asian girls playing football. We need to see more black girls playing football, and therefore it must be accessible in terms of being cheap.
Yeah.
And people must be able to take their kids without it costing them any money, especially in the times we're living in. What can we do about that?
That goes to that facilities point that we talked about. And I say just simple things like opening up school facilities, because too much of it is locked behind school gates and not used, is key. But we're also investing £230 million in multi-sport facilities right across the country, but particularly targeting those areas of the country that don't currently have great facilities. So that will particularly impact the very groups that you just mentioned, because they are currently the ones who are deprived of sporting facilities.
And we're out of time, but give us a prediction today. I mean, you're quite excited, I can tell.
I'm very excited. I know. I'm buzzing. Of course, we've got the Commonwealth Games going on as well, so I'm doubly buzzing. I don't know. I just want one more than the other guys. That's all that matters. One more than Germany.
You're not going to predict?
Maybe 2-1 would be good, but I don't care, as long as it's one more. Yeah.
As long as it's one more and Beth Mead gets the golden boot.
That'd be good.
Okay, good you didn't sit on the fence.